Anthony David is named, aka Chidav. And as we all know, it's already an open secret that plantain farming business is super lucrative. Everyone knows that. But then in plantain farming business, there are major challenges that, if not well managed, could mar the productivity or the lucrativeness of a plantain farming business. So in this video, we are going to be looking at the various challenges faced in plantain farming businesses, and we are also going to be looking at the possible solutions to these major challenges, so that at the end of the day, you are going to be having an awesome and lucrative plantain farming business. So guys, let us dive in and see these challenges and then the solutions to these various challenges. Getting the right land is going to be the first challenge. So I'm going to say land is the first major challenge faced in plantain farming business. So because it's not just any kind of land that you have to get to cultivate your plantain field, you need to get the right land, and in getting the right land, they are quite expensive because you have to consider the location of the land before you purchase. You have to also consider the accessibility of the land. So in really getting a land that is good, that would support the growth of plantain, and then getting it at quite a good location which will be accessible so you can easily move your produce down to the market, that is a challenge. So that's a challenge, and they are quite expensive too. The next challenge you are going to be faced with in your plantain farming business is going to be getting the right labor to manage your field, because labor, fine, though available, but might be very, very scarce. Well, how do I mean? In getting the right labor for your field or for your farm plantain field establishment, getting the right labor is always key, because once you have the right guys, then they would really solve like 70% of the other challenges you are going to be faced with in your plantain field. So labor is another major challenge. Another major challenge is the non-uniform growth of your plantain suckers. Your plantain could be quite funny at times if not properly managed. That was why I told you, if labor is right, you get the right labor, then the rest wouldn't be a major issue. So non-uniform growth of plantain is another major challenge faced in plantain farming business. Pest and diseases, this is another major challenge in plantain farming business. Reduction in quality after harvest, that is another major challenge. Reduction of quality after harvest, or wastage after harvest, or storage. How do you maintain or keep your plantains after harvest, knowing fully well that the shelf life of plantains are quite small, very few days? So how then do you store them? Where do you store them? So post storage, that's a challenge. So now we are going to dive in and then look at the possible solution to each one of these challenges that have well been listed. So we get to look at possible solutions to these challenges, because of course they have to be managed in order for you to have a lucrative plantain farming business. So in order to really get the right land, there are major factors you have to consider. The first thing is location of this your land, and then the second is accessibility of this your land. So before you buy any land, the first thing you have to do and ensure is that you get this land in a very good location, and then the second thing you have to ensure is that your land is accessible. Accessibility, in fact, is key. And then there are other factors you also have to consider. Is this land close to water source? Even if it's not close to water source, you can always drill a borehole. But then the major thing is accessibility. How accessible is my land? If your land is accessible, then you should be paying for that land. Hey, before you pay, you also have to consider the soil of that land. How well drained is this soil? Because plantain definitely are lovers of well drained soil. So loamy soils are best for your plantain cultivation. But then you have to consider those factors. Consider the soil, consider the accessibility of this land, and then also consider nearness to the market, because definitely you would have to take them down to the market. And if all these factors are right, then guy, you should be paying for that land right away. How then do you solve the issue of manpower in your plantain farming establishment? That's a big question that needs a whole lot of thinking and then a whole lot of planning. So the best possible solution is to then reach out to people who are already into plantain establishment, or you reach out to consultants who can easily get you laborers that would come work for you, because it's always good to start on a good note and then get the right people to manage your field. Because if they don't, then you are gonna really have your field all messed up. And mind you, for you to have huge success in any plantain farming business or any crop establishment, if you have the right set of people who share your vision, who understands what you want to do, then you are already about 80% successful. But if you get the wrong guys for the job, then they are going to make a mess of your project. So ensure you go through the route of people who are already into the plantain farming business, who can recommend people that would just do fine for you on your field. Just go through those routes, and I'm very sure you are going to get the right set of people to run your business. Most importantly, make sure you get people who would share your vision. Get people who share in your vision and understands what you truly want to do. So once you do that, then you are 80% almost successful. If you look back at the plantain stand behind me, these guys are not properly managed, because probably the guys who are supposed to manage this field have not really had time to do the right thing here on this field. So meaning it's possible these guys could easily be attacked by pests and diseases because they are not well managed. Look at around the root zone, the root area filled with weeds. That's poor management. If you have this on your field, then you are most likely gonna be inviting pests and diseases to your field. But then how you are going to avoid your pests and diseases of your plantain field is basically to ensure you have the right plant management. And also, when buying your sucker, you have to ensure that the suckers you are buying are disease free, because most of the time if you get to plant a diseased sucker, then you are definitely going to be having a grown or a diseased plant at the end of the day. If you plant a diseased sucker, you are going to have a diseased plant at the end of the day. But then have the right management, and definitely you are going to get the best result from your plantain fields. So how do you solve issue of non-uniform growth in your plantain farming or in your plantain field? There are major things you have to consider first. When buying your suckers, ensure you buy the same variety. Don't buy from different sources. Make sure you buy from a particular source. So once you get from that source, it's most likely a trusted source now, because it's possible you buy from someone who then go from farm to farm to source for plantain suckers. That would be horrible, because you are going to be getting different varieties of plantain suckers, and then they are not going to have the same growth rate. So in order to avoid or solve the issue of different growth or non-uniform growth on your plantain field, all you need to do, get your plantain suckers from a trusted source. Of course, you can always contact us if you need your plantain suckers, but then if maybe we were unable to you're unable to reach me, probably because of distance or whatever, maybe cost of bringing it down to wherever you might be, reach out to people around who you know are trusted, and then can get these plantain suckers from very, very reliable sources, and then they should get you a single variety. So plant a single variety, don't plant different varieties on your field, so you don't get different growth of this plantains. And also ensure you have the right maintenance. Yeah, very key. Of quality reduction after harvest. So it's the only way quality would reduce after you've harvested is if you do not have market for your produce. And despite how lucrative plantain is, despite the demand for plantain like everywhere, people still harvest and not get market for their plantain. So this is just simply because you have not planned well. So because you have failed to plan, that is the only reason why you would harvest and not have a market for your plantain. So the number one mistake you shouldn't make is don't wait till your plantain is ready before you start sourcing for the market. You have to ensure that even before you even started planting your plantain in the first place, before you establish your field, you should know what you want to do with your field. You should know the market or the value system you want to play in, and you don't waste time, because time is money. So once it is ready, you should go straight to what you want to do with your plantain. Either you want to process or you want to sell, then you should go into what you want to do. Do not waste time. So proper planning would solve the issue of quality reduction after harvest. Ensure you plan well and ensure you know what you want to do with your field even before you establish it. Quality reduction after harvesting and poor storage go hand in hand. So all this would happen if you don't know what you want to do with your plantain, or you're just cultivating for cultivating sake. But if you have a well outlined plan for your field, you know what you want to do with your plantain field, even before it's ready, you already have a market, you already know what you want to do with your plantain. If you want to process it, you already know, so there wouldn't be issue of storage. You can always process into flour and then have it stay for a very long time, 6 months thereabout, before it gets bad, and before then you would have sold. So just have an idea of what you want to do, and then immediately they are ready, you go right away to doing those things you've already outlined you want to do with your plantain field. So we're able to see the major challenges faced with in plantain farming business. You should know, you shouldn't be ignorant of all these challenges if you want to go into plantain farming business. So that is why I've really shared these experiences. These are things we've done over the years, and then we have really also seen the possible way out from these major challenges. If you get your land right and then you get your labor right, every other thing can be taken care of. Once you have the labor, then you would have time to think. You shouldn't always be on your field. What will you be doing there? Since you have the right labor, you should allow them to run. Just tell them what they need to do, allow them to run. Then you have time to explore the market, because the market is the major thing. Once you explore the market, you get the right market for your produce. All you have to start thinking as a farm owner, as a business owner, is how to expand and then make more money. That is it. So guys, we've looked at the various challenges and then the possible solutions. I really need you to take to these things we've talked about here in this particular video, and you will see how your plantain fields will blossom. So that is it, guys. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, come on, hit on the subscribe button right now and turn on your notification bell. Like my video as well, share my video. So if you want to reach out to us, Chidav Agricultural Hub, definitely a number is going to be appearing on your screen right now. You can always contact us using that number, or you get to find our contact in the description, and you can reach us via email or via WhatsApp, or any means you find convenient to reach us with. You can always reach us on that. So right now, guys, 2 videos are appearing on your screen. Click on one of those videos and go watch. So we'll see you in our next video. Bye for now. Peace.